He suffered from a severe headache, but he didn't think much of it. He had been suffering from chronic headaches for most of the past year. But on the evening of Friday, August 8th, he was beginning to lose consciousness from head pain and from nausea. And so Robert finally agreed to seek medical attention. And his sister rushed him to the nearest hospital. Robert, in fact, had a severe brain bleed. And after unknowingly suffering from mini strokes and seizures during that drive to his family event.
After emergency brain surgery, Robert was in the hospital for 2 weeks. Similar to a stroke, his motor function, speech, memory, and personality were affected. Now, back at work in the San Diego Metro Market Center, please welcome Robert Shantz and operating partner, Ashley Lund.
So Robert, we learned that you've been a productivity coach for the San Diego Metro Market Center since 2007, and that you have routinely produced, here we go, at least $200,000 of company dollar for your market center annually. You've helped to grow 25 cappers, and we learned that you have an amazing influence on your market center.
And Robert, we're inspired by your fighting spirit, survival, and contribution to the success of others. And this story is about the culture in your market center. Ashley, Robert's team leader, brought us an amazing story of cultural action and the love demonstrated by the San Diego Metro Market Center. It is illness and recovery.
So Ashley shared this story with us of the support of the Market Center. How they learned was Robert's sister called the MCA at the time to inform them that Robert had just been taken into brain surgery, emergency brain surgery, at a Medford, Oregon trauma center. So swinging into action, Ashley called Rosalie Griswold, who was a team leader in Medford, and she and her team were on standby to support Robert's family. 5 days later, however, not knowing if Robert would survive what had happened, Ashley had to stand before her market center and make an announcement of these events.
And Ashley, you said to me, it was the hardest thing I've had to do. And that the emotion of that moment will stay with you forever. The most powerful thing San Diego Metro could do was pray for Robert and for his family. So you prayed. You knew Robert was going to have expenses and be out of work for a lengthy time. So you raised money. In fact, through fundraisers, your market center raised a total of $12,000 for Robert's immediate expenses and needs.
The San Diego Metro ownership kept Robert on as an employee, and he received disability, which helped immensely to cover some of these mounting medical expenses. And it turns out that one of the market center investors also handles health insurance. So he jumped in and made things happen. Don Patrick fought hard and was able to get all of Robert's medical expenses fully covered by insurance.
About a week after the surgery, Robert called. Ashley, I've heard you say that your heart broke into a million pieces when you heard his garbled voice. Not one to give up on anything, you called Diana Prescott. Why? Who in KW knows the brain better than Diana? Diana offered valuable information on how to help someone learn to speak again. She then also called Robert.
Additionally, Diana coached some of Ashley's team on how to best help Robert when he finally came home, and they were able to use those tips to help him through months of recovery. And for those months, Robert was diligent and determined.
The Keller Williams staff and associates stayed in contact via text, which helped him to rewire his brain as it learned to read again. From October through March, Robert was the project. Ashley, you told us that you witnessed such a bond and such deep caring for him. It was awe-inspiring. Robert, is there anything you would like to say?
Well, I remember when I woke up in that hospital bed, I was really afraid. And they actually had to drill a hole in my head. So now I can say, I have a hole in my head. But when one is faced with a life-threatening circumstance, he's not measured by what he has, what he owns, what he possesses, but he is measured by his friendships. And I have a lot of friends. Some of them, most of you in this room today, and two of my best friends I invited to come, because they were with me, taking me to my doctor appointments because I couldn't remember anything, picking me up food, cooking food for me, coming and staying for the weekend. And all my friends at KW were my source of strength during some very dark hours when I didn't think I really wanted to continue, because it was so painful. I'd have days where I just wanted to stay in my bed and stay asleep and close the windows and not want to live. But I knew that I had people counting on me, and I couldn't leave this world and leave them. And I couldn't leave what Ashley had done for me. She's like my little sister. I give her a bad time all the time. And I'm not looking at her because she's probably crying. The most important part, though, is the family that Keller Williams is all about. This is a company that stands behind its associates. And I would not want to be anyplace else in the world than with Keller Williams.
From the San Diego Metro Market Center and Robert's best friends, please stand. We want to thank all of you for living our culture through your support of Robert during his time of need. By giving, caring, and sharing, you have made Robert's life worth living. And I want to take a moment to express my deep gratitude to all of you for your very rapid fundraising. It's a huge part of our culture. In each of your market centers, you have an emergency fund. And when you give to that emergency fund, just like when you give to KW Cares, those dollars go directly to support people that you know and love, just like Robert. And the beauty of that emergency fund, the power, is that you can come to someone's need immediately. When you give to KW Cares, someone applying for a grant has to go through a process. And sometimes the IRS doesn't make that process real easy for us to give away all the money that we have collected. But when you give to your emergency fund, you are empowering your leadership to help immediately. And so thank you all for living our culture in that way at the very highest level. Robert, because you are a role model of a never quit attitude, we want to present you with a gift.
Now, Robert, Krista's going to sing a song for you.
Many nights I prayed for no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts, a hopeful song we barely understood. And now we're not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when we believe. The hope is great, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe somehow you will. You will when you believe. In this time of fear, when prayer so often proves in vain, hope seems like the summer birds too swiftly blown away. And now I'm standing here, my heart so full I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe. The hope is great, it's hard to believe. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe somehow you will. You will when you believe. They don't always happen when you ask, and it's easy to give in to your fear. But when you're blinded by your pain, you can't see a safe way through the rain. As though we're still resilient voices, love is very near. Ooh, yeah, there can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. There can be miracles you can achieve when you believe. Somehow you will. Somehow you will. You will when you believe. You will when you believe.
Among us today are cultural leaders who are nothing short of inspirational. Their lives